Chalo. In this particular recording, we're going to discuss about chapter 10, audit of banks. Weightage 8 marks. 8 marks. 2 questions, so minimum they ask. ठीक है ना, 8 or 6 to 8 marks somewhere. ठीक है ना. Important chapter, easy chapter. 48 pages chapter, I guess. See the number of pages? 48, no? That page is the last one.
49.
Can you see that? It is 49, right? 49 or 48. Everybody. In the school, you used to take a pledge, you know, like this. You used to take a pledge. Ki India is my country, all Indians are my brothers and your sisters, something like that. Same thing, we're going to take a pledge today also. What is that pledge? Take a pledge now. That whenever you read banks, whenever you read banks, after you go home today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, till you die. That means till you write your inter exams. Even during your inter examination day, first you'll always start reading from page number 21 to page number 48. Read always from page number 21 to page number 48 first. Then you will jump on to page number 1 till page number 21. First you will always do from page number 21 to page number 48. That is the last. Then you will jump on to page number 1 to page number 20. Why? Page number 1 to 21 is bogus. Bullshit. But out of those 21 pages, cumulatively I have to tell you, hardly 7 pages is mug. Rest 15 pages is pure cut RMN, and which is not important also. But the next 21 pages, that is 21 to 48, all 48 pages, I mean all 21 pages are almost like mug. And it is that heart of audit of banks. Understood kya? Shall I start kya? You will get to know why first 21 pages are bogus. Introduction, bogus. Being very honest, when I take regular classes, I tell whatever we have done till now, it is all about companies. Now we are not doing company, now we are doing banks. Our method of doing the audit is way too different because, see, when it is company, you do trading company, manufacturing company, service company, almost all are same only. But it comes to bank, entire regulation is different. Banking regulation comes into this thing. Taken up. So an entire approach towards audit also changes. So whatever we have done till now, don't forget it completely. But yeah, new things we are going to learn. First topic is introduction, which is bogus. Then comes types of banks, which is general knowledge they have never tested in the examination. Cooperative banks, payment banks, development banks, small finance banks. This and all they are not going to ask. See, can you see that in commercial banks? Commercial banks are normal banks. Then regional banks. Regional rural banks are the banks which are in rural areas. Punjab, Gramin Bank. All these are, Gramin Bank is basically for small sectors, giving small loans to poor people. Then comes cooperative banks. Cooperative societies registered under cooperative banks, doing the society. Cooperative banks. Then comes payment banks. Payment banks, Airtel Payment Bank, ATM Payment Bank. For what purpose? Purely for the purpose of payments. Understood kya? Development banks, these small industries. SIDBI is the best example for development banks. Industrial Finance Corporation. For the growth of our country is called as development bank. Infrastructure facilities. Then comes small finance banks. What is small finance banks? Banks only, but give small kind of loans. Very small loans to 4 people again. Similarly to this regional rural banks. Understood kya? Never ever in the examination they have asked a question from this. Never ever. Taken up. Directly coming over here. This is a mug question, but it is nothing new. RBI or responsibilities. Is it something new for you? From your 5th standard general knowledge, they will be teaching it to you. What is RBI responsible for? They supervise the entire financial system. Correct or not? Yes. They determine in conjunction with CG the monetary and credit rating policies. Various policies they determine together. Regulating the activities of commercial and other banks. Entire banking sector, they are regulating it. Now, what are the important functions of RBI? This was something responsibility. This is something function. Function, what do they do? They issue the currency. They regulate the currency issue. They act as a banker to the central state government, and they act as a banker to the other banks also. Whenever banks need money, they go to RBI. Whenever government needs money, they go to RBI. Do you think that is very important? But example, sometimes they ask, but it is jingle lala who? Why? Simple, Ray. Correct or not? 12/7. Then this is entire RMN. What they're trying to tell, banking operations conducted only at branches. If you have ever understood the banking, a company, there's always a building which is called as the headquarters of the bank. Their transactions cannot be done. That means you cannot go to that office and tell, deposit my money, or you can give a check. That is the headquarters. Why? They do the back end work. Employees will be sitting, they'll be checking the IT software where all the branches are working properly, ATMs are working properly or not. Wherever ATMs, the money is khali, they have to fill it again. It is the headquarter. Understood kya? Now, just basic example. Imagine that admin office which is there in this thing. Their classes are going. That is the headquarters. Why? Only admin work is being done. Where the classes are being done? At the branches. T-Nagar lo branch irukku. So there is only classes going on. If they want to get an admission, come over Nungamakam. This is the headquarters. Similarly, Banking operations are done only at branches, but at headquarters, operations are not being taken place. That the admin work is being taken place. You want to submit a check, you want to withdraw money, correct? Or you want to make a deposit. All these are being done only at branches, not at the headquarters. Example, never ever they have tested in the ICI history. Okay. Then this is something like that RBI functions wala question. What are the peculiarities? What are the features, unique things which are involved in the banking sector? Huge volumes of transactions they handle. Come on, yaar. How many accounts bank sectors have opened? I have got 3 accounts. See the population of India. So huge volumes of transaction, complexity of transactions, wide geographical spread. Geographical spread, you'd withdraw money from Jammu and Kashmir to ATM. Your main where your account is there it gets withdrawn, debited. Correct or not here? Geographically, they have spread out. International also our banks are there. Correct or not? Large range of products and services. Correct or not? Various types of loans they are giving. Various kinds of deposits they are accepting. So too many services are being given. Extensive use of the highest technology is being used by banking sector today. Highest technology. Correct or not? Then strict vigilance by the banking regulator, that is RBI. Vigilance, strict checking. Correct or not? Highest. Companies Act is not that strict. How much RBI Act and Banking Regulation Act is there for banks? Because it is the backbone of our country. Understood? Then comes types of banking audit reports. Just mug it once, taken up. But write it in short. First one, write it till here only. Till here. Bus. Report on adequacy and operativeness of internal controls over financial report. That is our normal internal control system. Then there is something called as LFAR. LFAR, long form audit report. You are going to understand. It is there a short note question. The rest, all these reports, no, they have just given it over here. They have not explained it at all. A report on CRR, SLR. What is CRR, SLR? Cash reserve ratio, statutory liquid ratio. Just all those various kinds of reports which a banking sector must make, no? Those kinds of reports. See, reports on SRR, reports on treasury operation, reports on income recognition, reports on any serious irregularity, some kind of fraud is happening, report on status of compliance by bank with various recommendation by Ghosh committee, report on instances of adverse credit deposit ratio. They have less deposit but given too much of credit. Adverse means negative. Correct or not? So they ask a question again. I say history they have never asked types of reports, but they can ask. Chicken. Then this entire part, understanding the accounting system, skip. Entire till here it is skip. Till here it is entirely skip. Bank audit approach, mug this one. Just the point number 1. Just the point number 1. What is it? Whenever you are approaching for a bank audit, first you have to make a plan. Am I right or not? In that plan, what you're going to discuss? Your plan should be based on the nature of the operation and the level of the operation. How big the branch is. And nature of adverse features. What are the bad things? Adverse features as in, you would be knowing, no? This branch, these are the areas where fraud is higher. Adverse features. Keep those also into your mind. Level of compliance based on previous reports. Ask the bank this previous reports. Check whether they are complying with those various laws and regulation. If they are not complying, that means your audit procedure should be more detailed. Am I right? And then audit risk. What is audit risk? Risk that the auditor might give an inappropriate audit opinion. Am I right? So please consider the audit risk also. So you have to mark this particular question. Understood? Kya? Then the rest, point number 2, it is pure RMN. Pure RMN, you can just read and move on. Point number 3, important. It is more similar to your point number 2, chapter number 2 only. What was the chapter number 2? Whenever you are going for an audit, involve all your engagement team members while you are planning and making that strategy. Remember, involve your key engagement members while planning and doing the strategy. Same points here. Please, auditor, whenever you go for a bank audit, engagement team discussions will be held. Please involve all your team members for making the discussion. Why? And what is the question here? What is the discussion which is included in the engagement team members discussion? What and all you discuss? We discuss the errors which are more likely to occur. Like interest rate is something which errors, no, it is more likely to occur. Errors which have been identified in the previous, we are going to discuss. See, these the errors, no, which are like common occurred. These are the errors, no, which were occurred in the previous years. Method by which fraud might be perpetrated by a bank. These are the various means of frauds which the bank will do to do fraud. Okay, na? Audit responses to be given. Need to maintain skepticism. Need to be alert for information. All these points we will discuss in our team. What is the advantage of such discussion? Specific focus, emphasis should be provided to the susceptibility of the bank's financial statement to material misstatement due to fraud. We are going to focus more on those areas where it is fraud. It further enables the engagement partner to delegate the work. If you have a proper discussion, I'll be understanding, no, this area you can handle, this area you can handle, this area you can handle. Delegate matlab giving away the work. Further, audit engagement partner may review the need to involve any specialist. Matlab if you need any expert, You can have, because while discussing we'll get to nurture. Nobody's expert in this area. We'll have to involve some specialist. Understood kya? A good question which they can ask. A good question which they can ask. This part and this part for 5-mark question. Any doubts? No doubts. I am assuming ki you have attended any regular classes of banks. Only then you'll understand. Okay, but I'll explain in detail. Don't worry. Income recognition policy. If you know, there is something called as asset recognition policy. There is two kinds of asset. One is performing asset. One is non-performing asset. On the basis of performing, non-performing, we have income recognition policy. If it is a performing asset, we recognize the income on an accrual basis. If it is a non-performing asset, we recognize the income on a cash basis or receipt basis. Understood kya? What is performing, what is non-performing? We are going to do it. Don't worry. Then form and content of FS. Generally, our Companies Act is for companies, but for banking it is given under the Banking Regulation Act. So subsection 1 and 2 of section 20 of Banking Regulation Act deals with the form and content. Now how we have for companies, it is schedule 3. They have been given. It is, what is it? Every banking company is required to prepare balance sheet and P&L in the form set out in the 3rd schedule to the Banking Regulation Act, which is form A is for balance sheet and form B is for P&L. Can you see? Form A for balance sheet, form B for P&L. Any doubts still here? Pakka? Then audit of accounts, same. Every bank has to get the books of accounts audited by a chartered accountant. Eligibility, qualification, disqualification, same as the auditor of a company, same applies here also. Current is going up, fluctuating up. No issues. Okay, take.
Sir,
Huh.
so matlab if they ask the question eligibility, qualification, disqualification of auditor.
Don't write this income.
Yeah.
You must write from the normal auditor's perspective. Normal companies auditor, no, which you have learned in law and here. Again, they will not ask you. Max to max, what they can ask you? MCQ. Understood? Then appointment of auditors. Yes, this is something which MCQ again. MCQ, pure MCQ. If it is a banking company, then it is the AGM shareholders, because it's a company. Every bank is registered as a company only. So company. But if it is a nationalized bank, then it has to be appointed by the bank through its board of directors. But in both the cases of above, approval of RBI is required. And last one, if it is a regional rural bank, then it is to be appointed by the bank only, but with the approval of central government. MCQ. Remuneration of auditor, again MCQ. Remuneration of auditor of a banking company is to be fixed as per Companies Act. Board of directors for the first auditor, then subsequently shareholders. You would have learned 142 over there. And if it is a nationalized bank and State Bank of India, if you know, SBI is under a special act, SBI Act, you know. So if it is a nationalized bank or a SBI, it is to be fixed by the RBI in consultation with central government. MCQ, literally MCQ only. Any doubts here? Any doubts here? No doubts. Powers of auditor, again same as for the companies, same powers given over here also. Again, this is a must explain. In the case of a nationalized bank, the auditor is required to make a report to the central government. In that report, what he has to state? These are the 4 things. What are those 4 things? Whether in his opinion, whose opinion? Auditor's opinion. Whether the FS are giving a true and fair view. Whether or not the transactions of the bank which have come to his notice have been made within the powers of the bank. See, every bank has got powers. Within those powers only, they are supposed to transact. Correct or not? Check and report whether all the transactions were well within the powers of the bank. If at all they exceeded their powers, mention it over here. Correct or not? Whether or not returns received from the officers branch of the bank have been found adequate for the purpose of audit. All the branches you would have learned in your company's law. Companies this thing. क्या chapter है वो company law में? Accounts of companies. You would have learned if there are branches of a company, each branch has to submit their periodical returns of the books of accounts to the registered office. Whether you have received those adequate summaries or not. And last one, any other matter which you as an auditor want to bring it to the notice of the government, you bring it. Understood kya? Any doubts kya? Very simple kya? 4 points, done. Format of the report, not that important. Just remember one thing, CARO is not applicable to banks. CARO, chapter 8. Companies, you remember? Additional reporting order.
NRI.
NRI, yes. ठीक. So CARO is not applicable. Just write it over here. CARO is not applicable to banks. Write it over here near the ending. CARO is not applicable to banks. देख क्या कोई भी वायर नहीं हुआ.
हाँ नहीं छोड़
रुको ना. See. CARO is not applicable to banks. Then comes LFAR. This is the most comediest topic they have put in the syllabus. Why comediest topic? They have written what is LFAR. For that they must write no ki what is LFAR, what has to be included in LFAR. They have to mention it. No, they have not mentioned anything. They have just wrote long form audit report is a report which the auditor has to make and submit it. And they have written the elements which are to be LFAR, refer the particular LFAR. Literally they have written like that only. See, you want to see? Besides the audit report, which we normally give independent auditors report, the terms of appointment of auditors of a public sector bank or a private sector bank and foreign bank require the auditors to also furnish an LFAR. That means apart from the normal auditor's report, auditor also has to give a LFAR. Okay. Till now we don't know what is LFAR. The matters which the banks requires the auditors to deal with in LFAR have been specified by. So read that RBI regulation. Okay, what is there in LFAR? Okay. Then the central auditors of the banks are submit the LFAR on or before 30th June of every year. So there is a due date given for this LFAR. And to timely submit it, please do the planning, strategizing, performing on a timely basis. This is what a short note question of LFAR will come for 4 mark. Write this 2 paragraph, 4 marks done. Understood here? Reporting to RBI, put RMN and move on. Not that important. Just telling you what is reporting to RBI. Whenever you as an auditor have identified anything which is wrong in the bank, which is something fishy, foul smell, something which is, you have got a hint that not necessarily the bank has done a fraud. Even if you find that the bank is almost doing a fraud, report it to the RBI. The RMN, no need to mark. Conducting an audit. From here you put RMN. From here you put RMN. Till point number 4 you put RMN. Till point number 4. From here you put RMN. Till point number 4 you put RMN. Point number 5 alone you put mug. Point number 5 because it's a separate question. Point number 5 alone. Again from point number 6 till point number 8 put RMN. Point number 8. Point number 9 you put it as mug. Point number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 RMN. Till 17 you put it as RMN. This is literally the most bogus topics. They will never test. And point number 18 you put it as mug. We reach page number 21. Now what is this? While conducting an audit, following steps have to be followed. First one, initial consideration by stat auditors. What are those points which you have to keep in mind? First, take a declaration of indebtedness. They have told, RBI has told, banks. If you remember, auditor has to be an independent person. So please take a declaration of his indebtedness, whether he is having any debt with the bank or not. For example, if I have a loan, they'll have to consider that criteria, no? If I'm having more than a criteria, then I'm not independent. I'm not supposed to be appointed as an auditor. So please take a declaration from him, okay, whether he's indebted or free from any debt. Second one, if you're handling any internal assignments in banks, again you give a declaration, because you know those 8 services. If you're an internal auditor, can you be the statutory of the bank? If you're an internal auditor, can you be a statutory of the bank? You cannot. If you're doing bookkeeping services, can you be the statutory auditor? You cannot. So if you're handling any internal services, internal assignments, then please don't be appointed as a statutory auditor. Then from here, all the essays which we have learned till now, essay 300 we have learned, planning and strategy, which we do for companies, do it for banks also. Communication with previous auditor. This is something which is common for all entities, not just banks. Whenever you are appointed as a new auditor of a company or a bank, whatever it is, and till last year some other auditor was doing the audit, please take a document from, what is the document? NOC, no objection certificate. You can, if you're appointed as the auditor of a new company or a new bank, no, first always talk to the previous auditor. You have to get a NOC. Without NOC, you cannot start, you cannot be appointed as an auditor. There are a few exceptions to it. For example, I tried communicating him, but he never replied. And the bank order due date is coming to appoint an auditor. Then you appoint it. But you keep that NOC as a draft. You keep the proof with you. What proof? That you tried to communicate with him. Understood? Kya? Then again, essay 210 did we do? Chapter 11, same thing applies here also. 510 what did we do? It is there. 510. Initial audit engagement opening balances, which we are going to learn tomorrow, chapter 4. Checking of opening balances. Same, it is applicable here also. Assessment of engagement risk. Yes. Do we assess the risk? Independence and normal risk of material misstatement? Yes. Establishment of team, human resources. Do we need? Here also we need? Yes. Understanding the bank and its environment. SA 315. Do we have to understand? Yes. Identify and assessing ROM. Do we have to identify and assess ROM for normal companies, for banks? Yes. Understand the bank and its environment, including internal controls? Yes. Understanding the bank's accounting process, how they're passing those journal entries. Because if you see entire banking accounting system, do you think it is manual? Do you think they're passing manual entries over there? When I'm withdrawing money 5,000 from my ATM, somebody's sitting there and passing that entry, or automatically it is being generated? Correct or not? So understand how the accounting process is. They'll explain you when you do a bank audit. No, they'll explain you how the accounting process is. Understand it. Then understanding the entire risk management process, like how I told you, it was there in one of the components of our internal control. The second component, cricket R, risk assessment process, how the company is identifying the risk, how the company is evaluating the risk, the likelihood of that risk, magnitude of that risk, and how the company is giving a response to the risk. Similarly here also, please check whether there is any involvement in the control process by TCWG. TCWG, please be involved little in implementing the controls. Whether your process which you have implemented, whether it is able to identify, measure and monitor the risk or not. Please have some control activities. That means actual internal controls, review procedures, segregation of duties, safeguarding of assets. Correct or not? Monitoring activities. Please monitor all those controls. And last, whatever information system, the technology which you are using, whether it is reliable or not, because your entire business is based on information system. Understood kya? Then engagement team discussion, we have to make a strategy as per 300, we have to develop an audit plan as per 300, what is this audit planning memorandum? What is this audit planning memorandum? It has told auditor should summarize the entire audit plan by preparing an audit planning memorandum. Memorandum means rough, memorandum means summary. Okay, na? So whatever audit plan detail you have prepared, please make a summary out of it, which is called as audit planning memorandum. So in that, what you're going to write, planning everything is there, but plan memorandum summary level. What is there? Just the scope and extent of your audit procedures. Scope and I told you, strategy talks about STD, but plan talks about NTE. So here they're talking about scope extent of your audit procedures. Highlight all dash issues, significant issues, which have been identified, as well as the decisions regarding reliance on controls, and provide evidence that they have planned the audit engagement appropriately and they have identified all those pervasive risk, specific risk, engagement risk, etc. So can I tell all those summarized significant matters from your planning has to be brought into memorandum. Understood? Because it's just a summary. Do we do the audit by setting up a material level? Yes, here also. Do we consider the going concern 570, which you're going to learn in chapter 7? Here also. Then this is, you can put 12th one as mug if you want. 12th one you put it as mug. क्या हुआ?
क्लास में भी आपने पहले एलिमेंट बोला,
फिर मग बोला.
जब आए तो
This is the routine which has been following. वो दिमाग में it has been like that thing only. What is this? Whenever, see, the most easiest way, I mean, the people who does money laundering, they do it through banking channels only. Correct or not? What is money laundering? If I have got some money in cash, first I'll try to bring it in bank through some channel. Now if I want to transfer it to Pakistan, directly if I transfer it to Pakistan, I'll get caught. What did I do? I'll transfer some money to you. You transfer that money to her. You transfer it to some other sir. It will go to Pakistan. Now what will happen? It will become very difficult for the banks to trace the transaction. So they're telling banks, even if you have got a smallest hint that in this particular account money laundering is happening, what money laundering is happening, inform it to the RBI immediately. And the best part for it is, always before opening up an account, do proper KYC. There's a question, they can ask a case-based question. Okay, this account, this person did some fraud, but the banking company did not check anything properly. What answer will you write? You'll write this answer. The banking company did not do KYC properly. What is KYC? Know your customer. That means they'll ask your PAN, they'll ask your Aadhaar card, they'll ask your address, they'll ask your signature, everything. Why? Tomorrow anything happen, directly they can catch you. If they don't do proper KYC, tomorrow that person does any fraud, any money laundering, will the bank be able to catch him? No. So if they ask a question like that, please write this answer. If the banking failed to do proper KYC. Understood? Any doubts here? No doubts. This again, entire thing RMN, bogus, nothing they ask. Bogus. This is something which is, again, you can read it on your own. If you want to rely on some other reports, can you rely? Yes, you can. What are those other reports? Previous year auditor's report, internal inspection report, RBI's report, concurrent or internal audit report, report on security, any other internal reports, managers handling charge report. These are basically the reports. Who can check? Auditor can check. Correct? Correct or not here? Very easy kya? So this is something which you are supposed to mug. Your 21 pages, first 21 pages which are bogus are done. If you see it cumulatively in the 21 pages, hardly mug which I have told is 7-8 pages on. Hardly it is 7-8 pages on. Max. Understood kya? Give me 5 minutes break. My throat is paining badly. Stay in the class only. Continuing. Now I told you the most important part of banks comes. Taken a year, the most important part starts because we have started with page number 21. Advances. What is advances? It is the highest side of the asset. If you see, the majority of the asset side, if you see, it is advances only because that is the banking operation. Correct or not? They give loans and advances. Various term loan, short loan, this loan, that loan, this kind of borrowing. They give advances. Okay, that constitutes a major side of the asset. Okay. What is the other thing which they do? Take deposits. There are only two main things of a bank. One, they'll give advances. Other thing, they'll take deposits. On advances, we will receive interest. On deposits, the bank will pay interest. Term deposit, recurring deposit, fixed deposit, that deposit, we'll have to pay interest. On advances, we will receive interest along with EMIs. EMIs, you understand? EMIs, you understand? What is EMI? ठीक है, जो भी है monthly installments, ठीक है, easy monthly installments, equal monthly installments, whatever you want to do. Monthly installment मतलब I have taken a car of 10 lakhs. 8 lakhs is the loan. 8 lakhs loan I have to pay 14,000 EMI. 12,000 almost goes to the principal. 2,000 is that interest amount. Correct, on a decreasing value because principal value gets reduced, no, so my interest amount also gets reduced. Okay, bogus RMN. This entire advances is RMN. This is also RMN. Types of advances, MCQ, RMN. There are two types of advances. One is funded, one is non-funded. Funded means where there is outflow of money. Non-funded means where there is no outflow of money. Given a guarantee. Banks give guarantees. Yes, you go to a bank. Ask question is going to bank. Bank, I need a loan. Bank told collateral. She told no collateral. Then like, how will I give? Bank told get me a guarantor. Bank, she will come to me, please give a guarantee to the bank. I tell bank. Oh, sorry, ulta, I'm telling you. Sorry. Banks will give guarantee. I'm telling ulta. Banks will give guarantee on behalf of you. Banks will give guarantee on behalf of you that tomorrow if you don't pay, bank will pay it on behalf of you. That is called as bank guarantee. Again, it's a liability, but is there an outflow of cash? Is there an outflow of cash? Immediately, no. So it is a non-funded credit facility. Understood kya? Okay. Letter of credit, bank guarantee, all of these. MCQ. What do advances comprise of? Examples again: term loans, cash credit, overdraft, demand loans, bill discounts purchase, participation in risk carrying basis, interest bearing staff loans. One line explanation: term loans, long term loans, short term loans. Okay. Cash credit, overdraft. You know what is cash credit, overdraft? Simple meaning overdraft. Overdraft is always for your business, for your working capital. For example, I have a current account with the bank. Okay, I have a current account with the bank. The balance is only 5 lakhs, but they will allow me to use it till 15 lakhs. Why? 10 lakhs overdraft facility they have given it to me. That means my balance will be negative. My balance will be in debit side more. Why? If it is credit, matlab you have got your own money. Debit now you are using bank's money. That is called as overdraft facility. But again, you are supposed to repay money over there only. What is a CC account? Same thing like overdraft, but a separate account. Not under your current account. Separately, they have opened up a new account. That is called as a CC account. But again, it's the same thing only like overdraft. It is not your money, it is the bank's money. But term loans are used for your other purpose, like long-term purposes. But cash, the CC and overdraft are purely used for your working capital. Daily purchase, daily sales, expenses, salaries paid, wages paid for that. Demand loans, what is demand loan? Today the bank has given loan. Tomorrow if they ask it, pay it back. There is no terms and condition after 7 years, 5 years. That becomes a term loan for a term period. Demand loan, whenever the banks demand it back, that time you have to repay it back. Bills purchase discounted, have you have any idea? Bills purchase discounted, foundation, bills purchase discounted. For example, you made a sales to your debtor. The debtor is not paying it to you, but you need money immediately. What will you do? You'll go to take those bills, you'll go to the bank. The bank will purchase those bills. They will deduct some discounting charges and they'll give you the money immediately. Now the bank will try to recover the money from the debtors. Understood kya? Then coming participation on risk sharing basis. What is risk sharing basis? Instead of the bank giving the entire loan, they will take into 2 more banks and they will participate together. They will share the risk. Am I right? And last one, interest bearing staff loans. That means they will give loans to their own employees, staffs, and they'll charge a interest. There are 2 types: non-interest bearing, interest bearing. Understood till here? Okay. Now classification of advances. What advances? Classification. Classification can be done on 3 ways: sector basis, security basis, prudential norms. Sector basis, something called as priority sector, something called as non-priority sector. Agriculture, education, health, all these are called as priority sectors. Apart from these, all are called as non-priority sectors. What happens? Banks and all, no, they do not prefer giving loans to these educational people, poor people, agricultural people, farmer. Why? They'll take a very small amount of loan, they will not pay it. But government has come up, like if you know, in these colleges, not SC, ST, OBC, some 4% registration, they have to give it to them. Similarly, these are called as priority sectors. This much amount of your total advances should be going to these priority sectors. Understood? Security wise, advances can be either secured or unsecured. Secured, unsecured. If you are given a security, secured. If you are not given any security, unsecured. Prudential norms. We are going to talk about classification of advances on the basis of prudential norms. That means whether it is going to be a standard asset or a non-performing asset. Don't you know there are two types of classification. One is performing, which is nothing but standard, and another one is non-performing assets. Same thing that it is sector wise now. I told you know agriculture, MSME, education, housing. These are all priority sectors. Security wise, very important. There are two types of security. One is primary security. One is collateral. Primary security is the principal security against which the banks give you loan. Understood? Kya? For example, I have asked for a term loan. Ki, sir, I need a loan taken for buying a house. They'll ask me a principal security, the house itself as a security. If that is very small or they want something additional security, that is called as collateral security. They'll take my car also as security. That is called as additional security. So primary security is nothing but the principal security against which the bank has extended a loan. See, it is written principal security. That means this was the main security which you given because only they gave you that loan. Collateral means additional security which the banks ask you. Any doubts? Kya? Most important part of this chapter, mode of creation of security. Each of these 5 points are MUG, RMN, MCQ, case-based question, everything. What are the types of mode of creating a security? Whenever we give a security, what different kinds of security they create. What is it? First one, it is mortgage. What is mortgage? There are two types of mortgages. One is registered mortgage. One is equitable mortgage. They ask in MCQ a lot. They'll ask you, which is this, registered or equitable? Okay, a mortgage means like a collateral, if I tell you, correct or not? Registered mortgage means you and the bank will make one instrument. Instrument means one paper. One paper called as the registered mortgage. In that, it is called as the mortgage deed signed by the mortgagor, and it registers the property to the mortgagee as a security. That means through that paper, I am registering my property on the bank's name. On a paper. That paper is called as mortgage deed. It is called as registered mortgage. What is equitable mortgage? In this, you're not going to make that mortgage deed. What you're going to do is postman work. Postman work, that property or the papers is there with you, take that papers, go to the bank, give those papers to them. Mere delivery of the title deeds. Mere delivery of the title deeds. Did you make that mortgage deeds? The moment you make that mortgage deed, it becomes registered. If you just give the title deeds delivery to the bank, it becomes equitable mortgage. What is pledge? Pledge, so already know what is pledge. It is like a bailment or a delivery of goods by the borrower to the lending bank with an intention of creating a charge thereon as a security. Generally, it is done on goods, movable goods, correct or not? So the legal ownership of the goods remains with the pledger, while the lending bank gets a certain defined interest. Generally, it is done on stocks. Stocks, they will do it. Taken a pledge. Pledge, the ownership, it is still yours only. What you have done is just interest, some interest they are enjoying. Understood? Okay, who's enjoying? Banks. Then comes hypothecation. What is hypothecation? Neither ownership nor possession is transferred to the bank. Both are with the borrower only, and they sell, they earn, and they repay that money back to the banks. It is again made on movable. Pledge and hypothecation is same only. Taken up. Hypothecation, if you see, it is generally made on your stocks. Stocks it is made. Pledge, I guess, immovable property likha na maine. Pledge is generally for immovable properties. Taken, you pledge your immovable properties. For hypothecation, you do it for your movable goods like stock, debtors. Tomorrow, if you don't repay the loan, what they will do? They will take away all your stock, or they will take away all your debtors. Correct or not? That is called as hypothecation. The only difference between pledge and hypothecation is pledge ownership is with you, possession is with them. But in hypothecation, ownership and possession, both it is with you only. So it is neither ownership nor possession is transferred to the bank. However, the borrower holds physical possession of the goods as a agent or a trustee of the bank. That means I am holding these goods as your agent. That means tomorrow if I make any default, you can take away all the stock. That is the relationship between principal and agent. No, correct or not? Same thing over here also. Assignment, again, what is this? You are going to assign a futuristic receipt to the bank. For example, I don't have any collateral now. I don't have any collateral, but I've got few debtors. Few debtors which are going to pay me in the future. Sir, you give me a loan on the basis of debtors. If tomorrow I don't pay, you take all my debtors' money to your account. Or insurance policies. Insurance policy, some term mature insurance policy, after 20 years, you are paying that insurance amount. After 20 years, they're going to repay it back. That insurance amount, you take it with you. Assigning my futuristic debts, which I'm going to receive, to you. That is called as assignment. Set of, very important set of, what is the set of? Example, SBI branch in Nungambakkam, SBI branch in T Nagar. In SBI branch Nungambakkam, I have taken a loan of 5 lakhs. In SBI branch T Nagar, I have made a deposit of 3 lakhs. In one branch, I have taken a loan. In one branch, I have making a deposit. I have made a deposit. Tomorrow, if I fail to repay this loan in this SBI branch, you know what they can do? That 3 lakh deposit is there, no, that they will take up. Can they set it off? Yes, they can set it off. But one of the condition, branches, of course, bank should be same. And plus your name. That means in this branch, I have taken the loan on my name. In that branch, the deposit has been made by my name. Understood? Kya? What is lien? Lien is nothing but to create a charge with the consent of owner, which gives the lender a right to seize and dispose, liquidate. What is this? Again, it is like, how would I say? It is a right given to auditors also. For example, I did audit of Bharadwaj Institute Private Limited. I did the audit of Bharadwaj Institute Private Limited. Completed the audit services. Now they're supposed to give me fees. If they don't give my fees, what can I do? You know, it has been given rights to the auditor. I will take away all their books of accounts. Whatever books of accounts, the laptop they enroll, no, I will seize it. Can the auditor do? Yes. But can you do it like midnight, 12 o'clock, suddenly you'll open the door without any, can you do it? No. You'll do it with the consent of owner. Similarly, here also, if you don't pay it, the bankers can come and take away your goods. They will seize it, and the best part, they can dispose it also. They can sell it away. Why? Because they want to get your money back. Understood? Kya? Any doubts? Kya? Focus now. I told you, loans can be classified into two. One is standard loan, one is NPA. Standard is something that means the opposite person who has taken a loan, no, he is repaying the money properly. NPA, that means the person is not paying properly. It has been converted into NPA. When an asset is converted into NPA, that we are going to learn, which is very important. Non-performing asset, very important. My lungs are paining badly.
Or we can take a 5.
I cannot continue at all. 5 minutes is not working out. Okay, I'll do NPA, then we'll stop it for today. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay, I will do NPA properly. Listen up, listen to this NPA properly. I told you, banks will give loans. If the opposite person is paying the EMI properly, it is a standard asset. If the opposite person is not paying it properly, it is considered to be a non-performing asset. Okay. I'll not explain this chart now. I'll explain it afterwards. When an asset is considered to be a non-performing asset, there are 3 different situations. 3 different situations. It is not and, it is or. Any of this one situation fulfilled, it is NPA. Why? Because these are differentiated based on the service which the bank is giving. First one, if you see, NPA is a loan or an advance where the interest or the installment of the principal remain overdue for a period of more than 90 days. That means the interest installment you're supposed to pay, I'm supposed to pay that installment. No, in that interest is also there, principal is also there. Correct or not? If it remains overdue for a period of more than 90 days, that means 90 days have crossed and I have still not made any interest or principal or both. Correct? For that you must know what is overdue. What is overdue? Come here. Overdue is nothing but any amount which is due to the bank under any credit facility is overdue if it is not paid on the dash date. For example, my EMI date is 14th of every month, 12th of every month. So 12th, if I don't pay, that means my account has become overdue. Is it NPA? No. Why? It must be overdue for a period of more than 90 days. That means 3 months if I tell you. But don't write exam 3 months, write it 90 days. If 90 days I don't make any payment towards interest, for 90 days they'll wait like this. First month I did not pay, they'll wait. Second month they'll wait. Third month, 90 days gone, now they'll transfer my account to NPA. Understood? One case. Second case, the account remains out of order. Now this particular point, no, it is for your term loan. See, it is written, no, term loan. I've taken a term loan, no, for 7 years I've taken a loan for my car. This is term loan. This is out of order. Out of order is for which kind of services? Overdraft or CC. If you have taken an overdraft or a CC facility from the bank and that overdraft account or the CC account remains out of order, then again it will be considered as an NPA. Now for that you must know what is out of order. Come again, there are 3 different situations: this or this or this. Understood? This or this or this. If any one of the situation is fulfilled, your account will be considered as an out of order, and if it is an out of order, your account will be transferred to You know what is ODCC account? I told you, extra money taken from bank in your account to do your regular business. An account should be treated out of order if the outstanding balance remains continuously in excess of the sanctioned limit or the drawing power. For that, you must now understand what is sanction limit and drawing power. There's a difference between sanction limit and drawing power. When I went to a bank, I told bank, I need an overdraft facility or a CC facility. I need 10 lakhs as an overdraft facility. They'll be like, are you mental? Chuma, I'll give you 10 lakhs. I'll have to check something of yours. He asked me 3 years of income tax return. He asked me last 2 years of financial statements. He checked it. He checked my financial condition, credit worthiness. And he's like, sir, I can give you maximum sanctioned limit. I can give you up to 15 lakhs. Up to 15 lakhs, I can sanction you the overdraft facility. Okay. But will he give the 15 lakhs together? Can I withdraw it? No. For that, there is something called as drawing power. Okay, how much I can draw money from that overdraft account. Now, what is the drawing power? Every quarter, not this quarter, this quarter. Every quarter, they're going to ask me my stock statements or my debtor statement. Stock statement, how much goods I have produced, how much goods I have sold, how much goods is my closing stock. Because overdraft facility is based on your business. So if your business is doing good, they will increase your drawing power. If your business is doing bad, they will reduce your drawing power. Sanction limit, they have given me 15 lakhs. Why? On the basis of my credit worthiness. But how much can I withdraw? That is based on every quarter order statement which I submit to them. For example, for the first quarter, I submit on 1st April. They saw the last quarter order I submitted on 1st April. They saw, this time good. So out of 15 lakhs, you withdraw 12 lakhs. Then again, before for the next quarter, again I have to submit the previous quarter's order stock statement. They will see, Tisha, your business have fallen. It is sales and all have fallen. This next quarter, 12 lakhs left, 10 lakhs only. That means I can withdraw only up to 10 lakhs. Understood? Kya? Understood the difference between sanction limit and drawing power? Okay. Did I resume the meeting? Yes. Okay. Now, whenever I have withdrawn that money from that CC account, if that balance is always outstanding, remain continuous. How much is that continuously? We don't know. They have not mentioned that continuously part. They have not mentioned that continuously. That means the balance is always outstanding in excess of the drawing power. That means they gave a drawing power of 10 lakhs only. But your outstanding balance is 11 lakhs. Why 11 lakhs? Are interest also they charge now? You withdrew 10 lakhs. Again and again, you have to make payments also. No? Whenever your debtors make payment, they have to make payment in that particular account. But they are not making payments. But you have withdrawn 10 lakhs. And now the balance is excess of the drawing power or sometimes also the sanction limit. Why? If the drawing power and the sanction limit are same and interest will be charged, it will go beyond your sanction limit. If that is the case, it becomes a out of order. If it is out of order, it becomes NPA. Second case. What is the second case? They are telling, in case where the outstanding balance in the principal operating account is less than the sanction limit or the drawing power. First point it was saying it was excess of the drawing power or sanction limit. Secondly, they told it is well within the sanction limit drawing power, but there are no credits continuously for 90 days as on the balance sheet. On 31st March, they will go 90 days behind. They will check last 90 days like you have not made any payments in the OD account. Not even 1 rupee you have made a payment. Again, you'll be considered as an out of order. They're telling your balance is within the limit of sanction limit drawing power. But last 90 days later, you have not made any one single credit, single payment you have not made in the OD account. Your debtors are not paying you one money. Out of order. Because of this, what did I say? Second point, not even 1 rupee they have made payment. What if smart people like me, I made a credit of 100 rupees, saved lakh from out of order? Banks are not stupid. They made one more point. Credits are there. That means I made some payment, but those credits are not even enough to cover the interest amount. Because every quarterly, every monthly, they'll add an interest. No, the credits which I made, interest amount will be very nominal. Like if I have withdrawn 1 lakh, now interest will be around some 10,000. At least make a credit of 10,000 pa. Correct or not? If you're not making that also, again out of order. So that is why people will take the undue advantage of point number 2. Okay, no credit. So I'll make a credit of 10 rupees now. They have told at least make a credit of interest amount. If you're not able to cover the interest amount also, you are considered to be out of order NPA. Understood? Kya? See, they have written examples also. Read it once. Read this once. Each point is for each of the point above. This point number 1 is for this point number 1. Point number 2 is for point number 2. Read it once. Sorry. You don't have module. Did you read? Understood? Okay, when do we have to consider an account as an NPA? Coming back, if you remember, we did for term loan it was 90 days. For ODCC, if it is out of order, and the last one, that bills purchased and discounted, if the bills remain overdue again for a more than period of 90 days, that means they purchased the bill, but the debtor never paid for 90 days. If 90 days cross, that bills purchased will also be considered to be an NPA. Understood? Kya? We learned separately for term loan, we learned separately for OD account, we learned separately for bills purchased and discounted. Understood? Kya? Pakka kya? What was overdue? Overdue matlab overdue when on the due date fixed by the bank you did not make any payment. Now comes one of the heart of this chapter. What is it? The provisioning. If you know, in your accounts, normal company doing trading of goods services, you make something called as provision for doubtful debts. Correct or not? Anywhere in your accounting standards did you learn if the debtor amount is 1 lakh and if he has not paid for 60 days, make a provision of 30,000? No, but banks, they have made it like that. They have given what is the percentage of the provision which the bank has to make. Again, whenever it is NPA, no, NPA has got sub classifications. Something is called as substandard asset, doubtful asset, loss asset. Under NPA, there is sub classification. Under NPA, there is a sub classification. What is it? Substandard asset, doubtful asset, loss asset. So once it is considered as NPA, once this any of these three has occurred, then you will transfer it to NPA. Now under NPA, you have to check whether it is a substandard or a doubtful or a loss. Are you understanding? No, sure. Once it is considered as NPA, then you have to check whether it is a substandard asset or a doubtful asset or a loss asset. All the three are covered under NPA only. Now, why do we have to consider like this? Because we are supposed to make provisions. Okay. When do we consider substandard asset? Substandard asset would be one which has remained in NPA for a period less than or equal to 12 months. Today, that account got transferred into NPA. From this day, for the next 12 months, it will be considered to be a substandard asset. How much provision will you make? 15%. If the loan amount is 1 lakh and if not paid 1 lakh out of 15%, 15,000 you are supposed to make the provision. So when is substandard? Period up to 12 months. Then 12 months crossed. Now they're telling once 12 months crossed, it will be considered to be a, so would be one which has remained in the substandard category for a period of 12 months. That means substandard period it has been 12 months, then it will be doubtful assets. But that is not the entire breakup. In doubtful, they have broken into three. Doubtful up to 1 year. That means once that substandard category done, more 1 year, make it 25%. 1 to 3 years, that means for more 2 years, it is 40%. And if it is more than 3 years, it is 100%. That means up to, once it is NPA, immediately you have to make a provision of 15%. Up to 12 months, keep it as 15%. Once crossed, you'll have to convert into 25%. That means up to next year, 1 more year, you'll keep it under doubtful category number 1, 25%. Again, doubtful category 1 crossed, then doubtful 1 to 3. That means 2 years. If you see 1 to 3, only 2 years are there. 1 to 2, 2 to 3. For the next 2 years, you will make a provision of 40%. 3 years crossed, you will make it as 100%. If it is secured, that means you have a security in hand. If it is unsecured, right from D1, you will make 100% only. And what is loss asset? If the bank has got information, what information? That the opposite person is not going to pay at all. He is dead, he is insolvent, bankrupt, khatam. Immediately make it as loss asset. So the procedure is first we'll transfer to substandard. Then we'll put it to D1, D2, D3. Like this is there. But once you saw that opposite person is bankrupt, khatam, transfer it to loss asset and make 100% provision. Matlab, if 1 lakh is the advance amount, 1 lakh should be the provision because you're not going to receive that money. Understood kya? Any doubts kya? I'll do these 2 points, then we'll close the class. What is this? Very important, very important, very important. These 2 points. Classification of an NPA should be based on record of recovery. Please underline record of recovery MCQ. Availability of security or net worth is not to be taken into account for the purpose of treating an advance as NPA or otherwise. What did you understand? Judging, nothing. Focus, I'm explaining. You took a loan, 10 lakhs, Kaushalya, and you were converted into NPA. Okay? Because why did you convert NPA? 90 days you did not make any payment. That is called as record of recovery. There was no record of recovery for 90 days converted into NPA. Only record of recovery is the, what do I say, criteria for converting into NPA. I changed the story a little. Mukesh Ambani took a loan. Even for 90 days he did not make a payment. Should I not convert into NPA? Mukesh Ambani took a 10 lakh loan from a bank. He also did not make payment for 90 days. You tell me whether it should be considered NPA or not considered NPA. Why convert NPA? Why not? He is Mukesh Ambani. No. Criteria is based only on record of recovery. You be Mukesh Ambani, you be Narendra Modi. 90 days na 90 days for everybody. Don't see the net worth of the person. It is purely based on the record of recovery. And don't check one more thing. Security. What is that security? 10 lakhs loan you have taken. I have got a security of 1 crore from you. You have given me a property of 1 crore. And 10 lakhs loan you have taken. 90 days crossed, didn't make any payment. Can I be like, I still consider performing only? Why? I've got 1 crore security. Record of recovery. 90 days not payment, convert into NPA. Understood? Kya? First point very important. Second point. This NPA ka classification, this asset classification is based on borrower wise and not facility wise. What is this borrower wise, facility wise? Just read this example once. Just read this example once. Did you understand what they're trying to tell? Atisha has taken one car loan. Atisha has taken one housing loan from same bank, different bank, whatever it is. Taken up. If I have made default in one particular loan, that loan to definitely NPA. It is not, the other loan will not be a performing asset. The other loan is also a NPA because it is on borrower wise, not on facility wise. See, if I have made a default in one, definitely on the other also I'm going to make a default. So Mr. Amin has to there is too much still pending. We have reached on 30th page only. There is too many topics. All are important topics from exam point of view. We'll do it tomorrow because badly my throat and my lungs are paining. Take it up. Next class we'll do chapter 10, chapter 7, chapter 8. This is my agenda. Take it up. For others, I'll send you, what I'll do is I'll go home today. I'll send you that Google Drive link. Please message me everybody. I'll send you the Google Drive link. Whatever audio clips are there, no, that you listen to audio clips. I guess chapter 8 le few essays are covered in your audio clips. So that I'll not cover tomorrow. Tomorrow matlab that Saturday. Take it up. You just open the Google Drive link. There are multiple audios. Each audio has the name. SA 700, SA 705. Listen to those today. ठीक है ना और tomorrow whenever you find before the next class those essays I will not cover in the class again. Understood क्या? पक्का क्या? Shall we wrap up क्या? Go.